It's Doug Lennick again, CEO of Think to Perform, author of a bunch of different books. The one I've been encouraging lately, but I'm going to encourage them all, but don't wait for someone else to fix it. But now that we've gone from our roots to some growth, we now want to fly. And we're going to talk about today aligning finances to values. Aligning finances to values. How do they hook up? And we're going to deal with three questions related to that. How do values show up in my finances? How can I diagnose misalignment again? And then how can I ensure my financial plan mirrors my values? Those three things. Let's start with first. How do values show up in my finances? A number of years ago, back in 08, 09, my wife and I were in Europe, both for business and personal purposes. I was at that time promoting another book of mine, and I was speaking in Germany on moral intelligence. And we were staying in Paris, France, and then our daughter was studying abroad, and she took the train from England to Paris to meet up with us. And so we had all this going on. And the world was coming to a crashing halt as the markets across the world were dropping and the dollar was rising. And I woke up one day in our suite at the Ritz in Paris, and I checked what was going on, and my wife woke up, and I said, "So I got some good news and some bad news." And she says, "So what's the good news?" I says, "The good news is the dollar is worth a lot more this morning than it was yesterday." She said, "What's the bad news?" I said, "The bad news is we have a lot fewer dollars." That's the bad news. However, we're ready. How do values show up in your finances? My values are family, happiness, wisdom, integrity, service, and health. And I thought about three of them in particular at that moment in time. I thought about family, I thought about wisdom, and I thought about health. I recognized, starting with the last one first, that health is fragile. I knew it was wise to be prepared for the truth, and the truth is uncertainty. We don't know what's going to happen, and so what I can do to help my values show up in my finances is I can prepare for the truth. And the truth is, I don't know how long I'm going to live. I don't know if I'm going to be healthy. I don't know when the markets are going to go up or when they're going to go down. I don't know any of that. I'm the great don't know guy, but I am also the great get ready guy. So here's what I say to myself: Doug, get ready for the truth. The truth is uncertainty. So with my values in mind, my portfolio down a little bit, I called my financial advisor and I asked him, his name's Pete. I said, "Pete, I would like to increase the death benefit on my life." He said, "Okay." It was a values-based decision. I wasn't planning to die sooner, but I don't know. I thought my wife's in good shape, but I don't want her to worry about a thing. And if I die, I used to say the prayer, if I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. If I die, I want my wife to be fine financially. And so I plan for that. So my values show up in everything that I do relative to my money. My value, family. How can I diagnose misalignment? Well, I can start seeing an example. I'll give you a great example. An advisor that I know up in the Pacific Northwest, she's a world-class distance runner and is top 5 in the world at her age. And she's a financial advisor, her day job. And one of the things that she does with all of her clients is she discovers their values, what matters most. And then she takes little pictures and she creates pictures of what those values in action would look like. And she makes it part of the folder. And then she goes back and she visits things. And this one couple that she had worked with had stated education as a value. And one of the things they had determined as a financial goal is they wanted to make sure that their daughter would be able to go to the after high school education of her choice and not graduate from college or whatever with debt. So they had decided we want to plan for that. So education was a big deal. So advisor comes back into the next meeting, and it's a husband-wife, and the wife was wearing a brand new, very attractive diamond tennis bracelet. And the advisor asked about it, and they had a nice conversation, and she was so excited about it, and of course, it prevented some of the things that they wanted to do to fund their daughter's education. And so the advisor asked this very simple question: how is that going to help you make sure that your daughter is going to graduate debt-free? And so they put a little card in their credit card thing, so their wallet. And when the husband and the wife, they both have the same card, when they open up their credit card thing, there's a little thing that, and it doesn't apply to everything, but it's a cute little reminder, little question that says, is what you're about to buy worth more than your daughter's education? You can align your decisions. Now, here's the deal. You're competing with Disneyland, because Disneyland wants you to spend your money now. Of course they do. And preparing for your daughter's education requires setting some aside. Delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is hard. And then how can I ensure my financial plan mirrors my values? I simply can work with my financial advisor and say to my advisor, I want to be sure that I get to live every day. I want to live my values every day. I'm not planning to live my values someday. Every day. So we're not doing this financial planning so that someday I can do what I really value. I need to do what I really value every day. And I have to learn to value that which I do. A lot of us challenge ourselves to find the perfect path. That's the wrong question. The question should be, how can I perfect the path I'm on? And I can do that financially, emotionally, morally, spiritually, every which way. I wish you well.